Hi, I'm Adara Dawn, and I want to welcome you, not to a show, but to a space. This isn't background noise, this isn't a performance, this is an hour where we sit with what's real. I'll be reading the lyrics to 5 songs, slowly, softly, intentionally. Each one has its own story, its own wound, its own light. Between the songs, I'll speak about what inspired them, what I felt while writing them, and maybe what I'm still learning. This isn't scripted perfection. It's more like an open journal, but not the kind you write for yourself, the kind you leave open just in case someone else needs it too. We live in a world where silence feels uncomfortable. We fill it with scrolls, notifications, noise. But I've found it's in the silence that truth sneaks through. The truth that says you're carrying too much. You miss someone who never really saw you. You've been showing up for others while forgetting your own voice. I made this hour for the version of me who felt all that, and for the version of you who maybe feels it now. I won't pretend I have the answers. These songs weren't born from pure clarity. They were born from confusion, from heartbreak, healing, memory, and moments I didn't think I'd get through. Maybe you've left someone before the story was over. Maybe you've stayed longer than you should have. Maybe you've watched someone unravel and called it love to hold them together. Maybe you've tried to prove your worth to someone who never deserved the proof. If you have, these words might feel familiar. In this hour, we'll move through the storm you carry in silence, the questions that haunt the paths you didn't take, the moment you choose yourself over almost love, the grief of loving someone who's addicted to something you can't save them from, and the quiet strength of someone who inspired you without ever needing the spotlight. These songs are personal, but they were written for more than me. They were written for the people who stay soft in a world that keeps trying to harden them, for the ones who hold everyone else together even while falling apart quietly. And if that's you, this hour is for you. You can lie down, you can sit by the window, you can close your eyes, you can hold a cup of tea, you can just breathe. Take a breath. Let this be your quiet hour. You don't have to explain yourself here. You don't have to fix anything. This is where we just feel together. Through lyrics, through stories, through stillness. There's something powerful about words born in private moments, and something healing about sharing them aloud. Maybe they'll echo your own thoughts. Maybe they'll make space for something softer to arrive. No expectations, just presence. We'll begin where it all began, with a storm no one could see. There are moments in life when everything on the outside seems calm, but inside it's storming. You keep functioning, you smile when you're supposed to, you show up. But something inside feels unsettled, and no matter how small it seems to others, you feel like you're standing in the rain with no place to hide. I created this hour to hold space for that version of us, the version that holds it together in public, but unravels in private, for the ones who keep going quietly, even when the weight is heavy. You don't need to fix anything right now. Just sit with me, breathe with me. Let's walk through some lyrics and maybe through some feelings. You're not alone. We'll begin with the very first song I ever released, Silent Storm. When I wrote it, I was not at peace with my life. I knew somewhere deep down that things would get better. But first, I had to walk through the storm, not around it, not over it, through it. And I knew I couldn't be the only one. I knew there were others out there, maybe just like you, carrying quiet battles, invisible to the world. This song is for that part of you, the part that keeps going in silence, the part that knows the storm is not forever. Silent Storm. She sits alone in a quiet room, counting the hours beneath the moon. Thoughts are swirling, a silent storm, hiding from the world, keeping warm, keeping warm. You know that feeling when it looks like you're doing fine, but inside it's thundering? This was that. In the mirror, a shadowed glance, a flicker of hope, a second chance. The night wraps her in a gentle hold, stories of sorrow silently told. Silent storm, hear the whispering rain, feel the echoes of her pain. In the calm, before the light, she'll find strength to rise and fight. Silent storm, she's not alone, finding power in the unknown. Through the rain, she'll carry on until the storm has finally gone. She sits alone in a quiet room, counting the hours beneath the moon. Thoughts are swirling, a silent storm, hiding from the world, keeping warm, keeping warm. Silent storm, hear the whispering rain, feel the echoes of her pain. In the calm, before the light, she'll find strength to rise and fight. In the silence, she finds her song, a melody that makes her strong. Through the dark, she lights a flame, burning bright, she'll make her name. Sometimes we find our voice in the quietest places, not by being loud, but by listening to the part of us that never gave up. In the daylight, she wears a smile, but inside she's walked 1,000 miles. Hidden pain behind her eyes, every laugh a clever disguise. Faking strength, she plays her part, holding together a broken heart. In the crowd, she stands so tall, but at night the tears may fall. Invisible scars, they mark her soul, silent battles taking their toll. From the shadows she draws her might, facing demons, finding light. Behind her strength a story unfolds, of love and loss, of courage bold. Through the chaos she remains, silent storms whispering pain. Silent storm, hear the whispering rain, feel the echoes of her pain. In the calm, before the light, she'll find strength to rise and fight. Silent storm, she's not alone, finding power in the unknown. Through the rain, she'll carry on until the storm has finally gone. You might be the strong one, the one who smiles for everyone else, the one they count on, the one who keeps it all from falling apart. But maybe some nights you fall apart, and that's not failure, that's real. You don't need to break to be brave. Sometimes staying soft is the strongest thing you can do. This song is for the ones who feel too much and hide it well, for those who've had to be strong because no one else could be, for those who've comforted others even when they were falling apart themselves, for those who've kept going without ever being asked how they're really doing. If that's you, I see you. You don't have to explain why it hurts, and you don't need to be better before you're allowed to rest. Some storms pass with thunder, others quietly. But either way, you're still standing, and that counts for more than you know. Before this next song, I want to talk about something many of us know, but rarely admit. The ache of unexplored paths, the moments in life where you made a choice, and part of you kept wondering what might have happened if you'd chosen the other road. Sometimes it's a relationship, sometimes it's a place, a job, a friendship. You moved to a new city, you took that opportunity, you walked away. Maybe you left before something really broke. Maybe you had to. But you still wonder, did I stay too little? Did I leave too soon? There is no neat answer. But those questions, the ones that stay behind, they deserve a place to breathe. This song is that place. What if? Packed my bags, I took a plane, left behind the love we'd made. Dreams of cities far and wide, but your face is still on my mind. We think distance will fix what silence can't, but even across time zones, love lingers in strange places. Thought I'd better leave you here then watch the cracks turn crystal clear. Couldn't see us in the miles, couldn't see us through these trials. All those nights I felt alone, wishing to rebuild a home. Heart still hums a quiet tune, questions flicker like the moon. What if we had braved the tides, turned clocks instead of hide? Could have made the stars ignite. Now it's just a dream at night. What if love was built to bend? What if doubt became the end? Could we have made it through? What if I'd stayed with you? New horizons, borrowed air, yet your shadow lingers there. Every street's a missing page, every skyline spells your name. Told myself I'd love again, that time could wash away the stain. Your voice still pulls those old strings, but it's a song I've lost the key to sing. There are people you don't forget, not because of what happened, but because of what almost did. What if we had braved the tide, turned the clocks instead of hide? Could have made the stars ignite. Now it's just a dream at night. What if love was built to bend? What if doubt became the end? Could we have made it through? What if I stayed with you? I left before the storm could hit. Thought the world was mine to fit. Maybe love's a thread that frays. Maybe trust means staying anyway. Left like signals, lost in space, before the echoes found their place. Told myself the wind would pull me through, but it only carried thoughts of you. I read your name in coffee rings. What if we had flown above the tide, turned clocks instead of hide? Could we have found another way? Or was I right to walk away? What if love was built to bend? What if doubt became the end? And could we have made it through? What if I stayed with you? I left those thoughts of you. Not all love stories end with a door slamming shut. Some just fade into open questions. And maybe healing doesn't come from answers. Maybe it comes from learning to live with the questions and still move forward. Some endings echo, they hum like background noise on days when everything seems okay. But a memory sneaks in with the scent of a place, the way someone laughs, a quiet what if. This song wasn't written from regret, it was written from wondering, and maybe you've wondered too. What if I hadn't left? What if I hadn't stayed? What if love could have been different? If we had been, you may never know. But honoring the question is part of your healing. You're allowed to ask without needing to answer. Some love doesn't end in rage or betrayal. Some love ends in a room filled with silence and hope that slowly stretched too thin. This next song is about that kind of relationship, the one where someone doesn't know what they have until they feel you slipping through their hands. They don't commit, but they don't quite let go either. And the moment you finally start to move on, they reach out, suddenly full of promises. But deep down, you know it's too late, because something in you has shifted. You've tasted peace, and peace doesn't beg to be chosen. Let me let go. We were moonlight on a Monday, magic in the mess, tangled hearts and coffee breath, mornings I still miss. But love without the truth is a match without a flame, and I won't chase the flame just to lose at your game. You were fire, now you're smoke. I can't breathe in what you broke. If it's love, then let it show. If it's not, let me let go. We spelled promises in silence, like writing into steam, and I kept calling home what was only just a dream. You pulled me like a tide, then left me on the shore. And I've got no room left for secrets and what for. You were fire, now you're smoke. I can't breathe in what you broke. If it's real, then hold it close. If it's not, I'll never ghost. I'll just go. There's a quiet dignity in living when staying costs too much. We're allowed to outgrow waiting. Your forever came with terms, and your truths were borrowed shoes. But I'm not some final chapter waiting for you to choose. You were fire, now you're smoke. I can't breathe in what you broke. If it's love, then let it show. If it's not, let me let go. You thought you played a clever game, but I see behind the frame. Love ain't some roulette spin. I don't bet on boys who bluff to win. I don't fold for pretty eyes. Your sugar words don't sweeten lies. You were lightning in a jar. You didn't even leave a scar. One shot at close range, too fast to even feel the change. Left your name in fading ink. Your magic trick was paper thin. A house of cards collapsed mid-span. You were fire, now you're smoke. I'm the mirror that you broke. But I still shine in rose gold. If it's gone, let it be told. You were fire, now you're smoke. I can't breathe in what you broke. If it's love, then let it show. If it's not, let me let go. You can walk away and still care. You can let go and still honor what it was. But there's a difference between love and illusion. One grows with you, the other asks you to shrink. There's something sacred about the moment you realize you won't wait anymore. Not out of anger, not out of pride, but because your spirit knows this isn't your story anymore. You can love someone. You can grieve the version of them they never became and still choose yourself. You are not a backup plan. You are not the warm place they run to when the cold outside finally reaches them. You are the storm they didn't expect to pass, and you are the calm after you do. Addiction is often seen as a solitary disease, but it never leaves alone. It takes up space in relationships, in families, in bedrooms and birthdays. And while the spotlight shines on the one who's spiraling, the person standing beside them, the one cleaning up the mess, paying the bills, calming the mood swings, checking the bank account, covering for the lies, that person begins to disappear. You become their anchor, their reason, their unpaid therapist. You remember birthdays they forget, you manage emotions they avoid, and slowly your needs, your voice, your joy shrinks. This song was written for the people who live through that, the ones who love someone they cannot save, and who finally bravely walk away. The bet he couldn't win. Met him on a weekend, cool as quiet rain. He made the world feel steady, then it spun again. Said he liked the rush, the rise, the chase. I thought I could hold him, but I couldn't keep pace. There were codes in his phone, names I'd never know, bets on teams, midnight schemes, promises on show. I wasn't blind, I just believed that love might reach where logic leaves. He said, next time I'll win, then I'm done, then I'm clean. But his next time was always stuck in between. You can't hug someone through a screen. You can't fight a ghost you've never seen. He lost more than time, more than sleep, more than skin. He lost the bet he couldn't win. His eyes were open, but never on me. Stuck in a loop he refused to see. I stayed through the storms, but I learned the price. You meet the same type till you break the ice. Same empty chase, same damn mistake. People think the addicted are the only ones suffering, but sometimes the quiet hero is the one who stays until they finally don't. Some nights he cried, but not from regret, more like panic from another debt. He blamed the world, then he blamed me, like love's a balance sheet you keep secretly. He said, next time I'll win, then I'm done, then I'm clean. But his next time was always stuck in between. You can't hug someone through a screen. You can't fight a ghost you've never seen. He lost more than time, more than sleep, more than skin. He lost the bet he couldn't win. More than time, more than sleep, more than skin. He lost the bet he couldn't win. Standing by someone doesn't mean standing in their fire, and love shouldn't feel like survival mode. You can wish someone well from a distance that protects your peace. There is a silence no one talks about, the silence of the partner, the one who stays up watching, the one who lies for them, forgives for them, hopes for them. You pretend to believe one more excuse. You wait for that one last time. You rearrange your life around someone else's damage. And before you know it, you're running on empty, invisible, exhausted, still holding out hope that maybe today he'll see you. This song isn't just about the addict, it's for the caretaker, the partner, the one who loved hard and still lost. And if you're listening, you are not selfish for choosing yourself. You are not cruel for stepping away. You are brave for surviving what no one saw. You are not the one who lost the bet. You were the one who stayed too long and still had the strength to leave. There are people who don't walk beside you every day, but somehow they shape every part of who you become. This next song is for someone like that. For the kind of person who doesn't always have the loudest voice, but leaves the deepest mark. For me, that person is my aunt. She wasn't always physically close, but in the moments that mattered, she showed up. When I doubted myself, she reminded me who I was. She gave me a sense of fashion, yes, but also a sense of self. She taught me how to carry love with dignity. She taught me that softness isn't weakness, and that crying doesn't mean I'm broken. It means I'm listening to my heart. She's going through a tough chapter right now, but if there's one thing I know, is that she will rise, because she always does, and I'll be here, not just to thank her, but to show her who I became thanks to her. This song is my love letter to her, and maybe it will remind you of someone too. Miles don't measure. You taught me more than mirrors ever could, not just how to dress, but how to stand for good. You traced my edges soft and true, and stitched my worth in every hue. You weren't always close, but always near. In moments small, you made it clear that love's not loud, it doesn't shout, it shows up when the light runs out. From playgrounds to perfume and soft-spoken grace, you gave me more than time, you gave me space to grow, to fall, to try to glow. You held my roots so I could go. Though oceans tried to stretch the line, I felt you every time I crossed the signs. In every shade I wear, I trace your face. You're the part of home I can't replace. Miles don't measure what you gave to me. You're the woman I still try to be. Some people raise you in the smallest gestures, not because they had to, but because they chose to, over and over again. You kept the peace with gentle eyes, a soft resolve, a world so wise. Took care of mine when yours were torn, still made us laugh, still kept us warm. I learned from your mistakes, you were like pearls, and saw the beauty in imperfect girls. You walked me through the storms you'd known, so I would never face them alone. You saw the bloom before the spring and smiled at every spark I'd bring. Snowdrop strength in delicate form, cream and spice in every storm. You honored dreams I dared to show and called them art before they'd grown. Though the space grew long and wide, your love stayed always by my side. In every shade I wear, I trace your face. You're the part of home I can't replace. Miles don't measure what you gave to me. You're the woman I still try to be. You were never just my aunt. You were my calm, my guide through questions, my second mom. Even now, through time and space, your voice remains my softest place. Though you saw me brave and strong, you taught me feelings can't be wrong. That being tender doesn't mean weak, and every tear has truth to speak. No distance stalls the thread you spun. You're stitched in me in all I've done. You're the peace behind my steady light, the quiet guide in every fight. Miles don't measure what you gave to me. You're the woman I still try to be. When you dream, know this is true. I've always held the best of you. And when you shine beneath the blue, this snowdrop still blooms strong for you. And when you rise, as strong hearts do, you'll see how much I learned from you. You'll see how much I learned from you. Sometimes the people who shape us the most aren't the ones we saw every day. They're the ones who saw something in us when we were just figuring out who we were. The ones who never asked us to be perfect, just honest, just real, just kind to ourselves. This song is for that kind of love, the kind that holds you even when it's far away, the kind that doesn't need a spotlight because it's already glowing from the inside. I truly hope everyone listening has someone like that, someone who made them feel safe to dream, someone who handed them quiet courage without even knowing it. And if you didn't, I hope you know that you can become that person for someone else with a small gesture, a soft word, a steady presence. You don't have to be loud to leave a mark. You don't have to be perfect to be unforgettable. Just love someone enough to let them be fully themselves, and you've already changed their life. If you're still here, thank you. Thank you for spending this hour not running away from your thoughts, but walking with them. Maybe something in these words meant something to you and met something inside of you. Maybe they didn't fix it, but maybe they reminded you you're not alone. You're not your pain, you're not your past. You're the stillness underneath, the flame that stays. And even in your quietest moments, you matter. If something in these lyrics made you feel seen, I'd love to hear from you. In the comments, in a message, in the silence of your heart while you go about your day. This little corner of the internet is more than a channel. It's a refuge for the dreamers, the fighters, the ones who hold space for others, even while they're learning how to hold space for themselves. If you'd like to support the journey, share this hour with someone who needs it, or just leave a small sign that you are here, a like, a comment, a quiet hello. There's so much pressure out there to be perfect, loud, fast, impressive. But this space is different. Here, you're enough just by showing up. So, until next time, take care of your quiet, keep your softness safe, and don't forget, we're in this together. This is Adara Dawn. Thank you for being part of this growing circle. I hope you'll stay.